So what is the best way for a company that's in a fairly controversial industry like mining? How do they communicate these more negative facts without impacting, attracting investment from responsible investors and that kind of thing?
I think maybe something that I've noticed when I'm, doing research, reading reports is a company reporting, let's say, number of grievances, and they're related to these categories. Communicating that, but then also disclosing that they have, investigation process. They have a process to improve, remedy, mitigate, things where they're showing that they're not just reporting it and not doing anything about it, but they're taking action to potentially reduce further risk of that happening, or just in general, a best practice of, seeing through what these issues are and doing something about it. I think that is a good starting point.
Well, as you know, in terms of risk rating, ESG assessment at Sustainalytics, a big part of it is controversies. So I dare say that's inevitable, that, whatever is problematic will come up, will surface. We actually share this with the companies, and it's up to them in a way to take some of the cases, and I've seen some of the case studies in their reports. So it's like, okay, something happened, there's a legacy case or litigation, so make it a bit more visible. Beyond regulatory requirements for like disclosing litigation, for example. But in terms of negatives, I think I see a lot of like companies taking a step back and doing like a materiality assessment, and they start to list all the stakeholders they talk to and examples. So I think they're trying. I don't think there's a place to hide really in today's environment, and they're doing everything they can. It's not always easy because these are difficult conversations, and as I said, we have to be a bit mindful of how difficult it is to do this right, but I think they're open.
So if you could take, like, say, the most important maybe issue or learning or something about ESG performance in the mining industry, what would be the most important thing people should know?
That's a big question.
Just the performance, or you mean more like risk and
it can be about risk as well, sure.
No, I honestly think that the industry is very mature in dealing with things that they dealt with for a long time, like reducing certain environmental impacts, dealing with certain social aspects. I think they are able to, I see how they are reinventing themselves in certain ways, learning new ways to engage with the community. It's not about giving them money, it's about giving them a voice. So I think that's very inspiring in a way and transferable to other industries as well. Challenges exist because sometimes you think, oh my God, it's so sophisticated, this is amazing, and then you still have a spill. So there are like blind spots, but it's quite a lot that's happening that's positive. As I said, I like the things that are transferable to others and for them to learn from other industry. And I think with this evolution into clean tech and automation, there's a lot that they are in a position now to learn about recycling metals and how do you reinvent yourself. So I think there's still more to come.